With this, we move to our next session. It's a speaker session titled The Power of Optionality, Blending Physical, Phygital, and Digital for Success. This session will explore how banks and financial institutions can create a seamless customer experience by integrating physical branches, Phygital touchpoints, and digital platforms. It will also highlight the role of Gen AI in enhancing interactions across physical and digital spaces. Delivering this session, we have with us Mr. Samir Singh Jaini, founder and CEO of the Digital Fifth, an industry leader in fintech innovation and digital transformation. Over to you, Samir.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. It's not easy to be early here, and day two is even tougher, right? But thank you for joining us. I think the kind of speakers we have on day two is spectacular. I mean, so happy to see people at a leadership level joining on day two, taking sessions end to end. And I can tell you that many of them don't leave the office, right? So yesterday, we realized that there are speakers who came in the morning. They're late in the night in the dinner, and many of them are coming back. So I think thanks to them to support us. And many of you have been here listening to us. I think they're all tougher topics to talk about. Some of them are extremely boring. So curation was largely done to tell you what the truth is. No spectacular stuff. Nothing to show off. There's no show off. I don't know if you realize there was no show off saying that क्या होता है वो पहले तो आता था ना कि फ्रिज खुला उसने अपने आप ही ऑर्डर कर दिया. That nonsense is not coming, right? We are trying to best to give you what works and what doesn't work. But anyway, I'll come to a very simple topic, and I can tell you that it is so difficult to do. Okay, which is the optionality game. Optionality game would mean that today all of you are in a physical event. Would you like this event in digital method? No, right? But you want to consume some videos at your leisure when you want, right? So it's a game of optionality. Problem statement is the moment you think digital, you say, yahi answer hai. Nahi answer. This is not true. If it was true, then maybe just imagine the stalls in the COVID days were digital as well. How many or few were trying that? Nahi chalta. Right? The point is we are humans, right? We are still not the zombie age, right? Baithe kar sakte. We need people to touch and talk. A lot of times, I'll be honest, when we have our client meetings, sometimes my clients are surprised that तुमने चेन्नई में मीटिंग लेनी थी तुम फ्लाई करके आ गए. But my point is simple. मैं कॉल पे will be talking only specific 30 minutes in a particular way. Whereas when I meet, then it's friendship, it's relationship, you touch and feel. So I think my request is to look at optionality all the time. You must be surprised that भारत फिनटेक समिट में मैं फिजिकल की बात कर रहा हूँ, राइट? बहुत क्रूशियल है कि you work on physical, you work on phygital, because optionality is more difficult than you think it is. The point is, today, for example, this event is physical. I don't have a clue to how to make it digital, because if it is digital, then somebody will expect that they would want to talk to me, or the speakers here, or they want to interact. Just imagine at this point of time, somebody is trying to interact online. How would you adjust? So if you look at the world is phygital by nature, but the point is it is extremely tough to do. Even in your organization, when you think about any journey, you think for full digital. बंदा आएगा, click of the button, and ये हो जाएगा. ठीक है? The guy is not doing click of the button. अब क्या करोगे? नहीं चाहिए मुझे click of the button. I really want to do business. I want a loan of let's say 10 lakh rupees, and I don't want to do a click of the button. Or maybe I do click of the button. But next 3 stages I want to be it physical because I want to have assurance कि यार वो OTP गलत आदमी तो नहीं मांग रहा. Even somebody comes to your house, how many of times you're sort of scared कि जो बंदा आया है वो fraud तो नहीं है? You get always scared, right? So my input to all of you is that be aware that digital is easier to do. Phygital is much more difficult, much more difficult, and aligning physical, phygital and digital all channels in same sync is nearly impossible. When you think about the problem, you think, यार Samir कुछ ऐसे ही ज्ञान दे रहा है, right? But just imagine when your bank was building your digital journeys, did they bother about what happened in the branch? Or if they bothered in the branch, did they create it accurately, thinking that how the customer will experience if they are online and they come to the branch? Did you visualize the journey when customer did this activity online and then wanted to call the call center or wanted to be on chatbot or wanted to come to a branch? I think what our challenge is, we think unilaterally in one direction saying, okay, I'll build a full digital journey and I'll win awards and customers will flock in. Yes, they will. I'm not saying no, but you will end up missing a lot of components which you love to see in your real world. So I think with this on mind, maybe few points. Optionality builds flexibility. Your choice, customer chooses which channel to go to for what purposes. And my intent and request is, would you give me same journey? For example, many of you who offer a 30 minutes loan online or 90 minutes loan online or all of that, if somebody walks into the branch, I'm sure your journey will be like 10 days. Because now the form is taken and the form will get done in CPC and then it'll come back at certain stage for approval and all of that. And suddenly you have a spectacular product turning into a sort of a dud the moment you go physical as well, right? So I think optionality is crucial. It is, I will be very honest, I haven't heard this word anywhere, okay? And I was just thinking कि यार missing element क्या है? Missing element ये है कि हम सोचते ऐसे हैं और करते वैसे हैं, right? Many of you are from Hindi and heartland. We think in Hindi and talk in English. I don't know how many of you do it. I used to do it all the time. Now it is much better, but I used to do it all the time, right? Because heartlands हैं, ऐसे ही हैं. But you need that experience. We talk so much about vernacular now. But I think this is another piece that it's a mix and match. I think we know physical, phygital, and digital. Physical may improvement is still possible. Phygital is even more when customer switches. So you remember we used to talk about omni-channel strategy. Omni-channel strategy was always linked to mobile and internet. It was not linked to branch. It was never linked to call center. I don't know if your call center mein who calls. Okay? Everybody wants to call call center. I don't know if you realize everybody wants to call call center. But nobody calls call center. Because? You guys call call center? थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता, कॉल सेंटर से डर लगता है, राइट? मेरे बैंक कम से कम आई हैड टू डू some changes to be done on my account. It took me 1.5 hours to do it with one of the top 10 banks in the country because it was just switching from one guy to another guy. So in that, what happens in digital businesses, once you go digital, you put the least qualified guys on servicing. Actually, ulta hona chahiye. Your servicing should be extremely good because the customer has already taken care of most of the work on his or her part. And now they are looking at support and you need smarter guys than them, right? A lot of tools which you provide to your call center are the worst, right? Is it agreed? We give them some, वो ढूंढ रहा है, right? He's searching, the guy is searching for options कि इसको क्या जवाब देना है, right? So tough, so tough. And please don't look at the components here, the right में क्या लिखा हुआ है. What is logical is, people have different experiences. You might find a 60-year guy who is extremely digital by nature. You might find a 25-year-old guy who wants a physical touch. So the point is, it can be different level of engagement in different channels. Some are full digital, some are less. We keep talking about Gen Z being full digital, but you never know. You never know when they turn 30, how they will behave, right? In fact, my worry is that this generation will also look at different because the amount of frauds which are increasing. Many of you will come back saying, I want an account which is full physical. I don't want any online experience. I just don't want. In fact, I'll be very honest, for certain accounts, I don't want online experience. I'm so scared. Because if fraud happens on a credit card, you know the limits. If fraud happens on your main account, you know only 14th floor you have to jump from. Right? You can't do anything about it, right? I think yesterday we had former director from, senior director from CBS talking about it's nearly impossible to solve those problems. Can we get ready for the next session, please? Prajwal, can we get ready for the next session, please? Yeah. So I think it's very, very crucial that we understand that. And therefore, whatever data you want to apply, whatever insights you have to apply, whatever customer-centric design you do, and whatever technology integration you do, start from what all channels and what happens when one guy is stuck in one channel and another guy is stuck in another channel. We are still in a world where many guys who start your journey on mobile do not know what happens in internet. We are still in that journey. I think API-based structures in many banks are still not there for across channels. And I'm talking about the next level. So think about it, how and what all challenges you will face in doing it. I think there are some options there. They're all not perfect. That's not this session was actually not designed to talk about exactly what initiative you've taken. I'll also be honest that despite working in this business for 30 years, I'm not capable of drawing perfect journey on optionality. Think about it. Every service which can be consumed from different channels, cutting across different channels at any point of time, and still customer getting similar services. आपने कस्टमर को आपने नॉमिनी का फैसिलिटी ट्राई किया चेंज करने का. Now, your branch experience, online experience, call center experience will be very, very varying. Maybe some channels will not even allow. I think there's another challenge that किसी channel पे कुछ बन जाए, दूसरे पे छोड़ देते हैं. If you realize in the branch, they can do check handling, cash handling, anything more, they just get your application and done. उसके बाद क्या होगा? कुछ को भरोसा नहीं है, right? I think that's where we are. I think what will happen is that you will have better experience. So many of you here would obviously lie in the richer side of the world. And many of you would want to have that physical touch at times, or at least you would want, I'll tell you, we were doing this re-KYC process. I actually can tell you that my accounts keep getting blocked. Okay, re-KYC कहने में आसान है कि ऑनलाइन हो जाता, नहीं हो रहा, काफ़ी बैंक से तो नहीं हो रहा, बड़े बैंक से भी नहीं हो रहा, बड़े से बड़े बैंक से नहीं हो रहा, पता नहीं क्यों नहीं हो रहा, but it's not there. But I was so happy that somebody came to my home and did my wife's KYC, and I was so relieved. And I can tell you that it's nearly impossible for me to travel to that location. It's actually maybe an hour and a half away, and I have to take half day off. I just can't do it in my business, right? So if that guy came to my home, the problem was solved. It was an amazing experience, right? So I asked them, क्यों करता है? बोला आप इतने मतलब मेरे 20 साल से आप मेरा customer हो. I mean, we are all looking at the guys we will serve ourselves, and it just changed my thought process about the bank itself, right? So I think that's the point. Operational efficiency will increase logically. Data-driven innovations, logically from the framework perspective. आपको पता लग गया किस चैनल में क्या हुआ, दूसरे में आप यूज कर सकते हो. And yeah, I think key part is, can you ensure that first thing first, your TAT across channels are similar by nature and they get called out? We are in a world where if at 12 o'clock in the night, and this happens to me regularly, I love sweets, okay? So रात में 12 बजे my wife से कुछ और मंगवा रही हूँ, आइसक्रीम मंगवा दूँ क्या? I should not be eating at this age, but yeah, it's okay. And I got in 10 minutes, right? And that's the experience we love. But the fact of the matter is, while we do this, how many of you go to malls? Do you go to malls? Both experiences are important. आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि ऑनलाइन खरीद रहे हो तो मैं फिजिकल में नहीं जाऊंगा. फिजिकल सेटअप्स आर स्टिल गोइंग गुड, राइट? ऑल फ्रेमवर्क्स को एग्जिस्ट. आप बगल वाली दुकान में भी जाना चाहते हो, राइट? कि वहां पे भी कुछ ले आता हूँ, बच्चे को कुछ खिला लाता हूँ, राइट? एवरी एक्सपीरियंस इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑन द वन साइड यू हैव Zomato and we get everything. On our side, we have to go to a restaurant. We love going to restaurants, right? So that's the experience thing. I think we need to modernize branches. I think that experience still is slightly dated. I think वो अभी भी वैसा ही दिख रहा है, थोड़ा कोशिश कर सकते हैं. Just from a framework perspective, how do you ensure that you service the customer well, quickly, real time, and of course, refine journeys which are digital, physical nature. So I think the key point here I just wanted to push through is please ensure that optionality is brought to the table. Old, young, men, women, different age, different frameworks. Each one of you have different demands, and you would want to get service through all channels. Even Amazon in US also has physical places to work on. It is not a game where आप एक जगह करो दूसरे को खराब करो. So that's the only message. I didn't want to bore you with too many slides. The pointer was simple. ये कहना आसान है, करना मुश्किल है. डिजिटल करने में इतना साल लग गए. Optionality will be rock solid tough. But that's the future. That's where we will all go. Thank you. I'll pause now. Thank you.